in 1981, I went over to Europe. And when we go over to Europe as Americans, we go over expecting to stay there all summer, compete, make a little money on the side, and have a good time. So I went over, and my first meet was Stockholm. So my manager went in to talk to all of the meet promoters about the competition and further competition. And he came out and he said, unfortunately, they don't have any more triple jumps. I got you a long jump, but no triple jumps. I go, why? He says, well, there's no triple jumps. So I was upset, and I went into the meeting. I said, what do you guys think this is? This, you know, the triple jump is the greatest event there is. You should be having it in your meet. And they go, no. And so I went up to the biggest meet promoter, and I said, you know, why don't you have it in your meet? And he said, because you don't put butts in the seats. I don't need you. It's too expensive to have you. And I said, what? I said, the triple jump's the most exciting event in track and field. I'm going to show you. So I went out, and I got so upset. I went and I started warming up 3 hours before the competition even began, because I had to get rid of this upset energy that I had. Well, as I was warming up, I was listening to my headphones. You know, at that time they didn't have the iPod or anything. We listened to pre-recorded music on tape. So I was listening to that. I had recorded over and over, Not Just Knee Deep by Parliament Funkadelic. And I went out, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do something today. It may be a world record, it could be a national, I don't care what it is. I'm going to show them just how good the triple jump is. Well, I got the guys together, and I said, today we're going to do something fantastic. We're going to show them that the triple jump's exciting. The first 8 guys fouled. I was bored and ready to die. When it became my turn, I got up, and what I usually do is I shake my fist 3 times. Well, no, actually, I would clap 3 times, shake my fist 3 times, and go. So I clapped 3 times. I started to shake my fist like this, and some guys in the audience clapped 3 times. And I was like, what? So I clapped 3 times. They clapped 3 times. They were mimicking me. So I waved to them, and I took off. And I jumped, a pretty good jump, about 17 meters. No, actually 1688 it was. So I came back, and I waved to those guys. Well, the next time it was my turn, I started, and those guys, before I could even clap 3 times, those guys started clapping. And the whole section started clapping. So I was like, okay, I went with it. I ran down, I jumped 17 meters, which was very close to the Swedish record. Came back, and I waved to that group. The next time, each time I got up, more and more and more of the stadium was watching what I was doing and listening to the clapping. And I was just egging it on. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Well, on my 5th jump, I decided I was going to break the world record. So I go, okay, I'm going to break the world record. So by this time, 3/4 of the stadium was clapping. The other side, the way on the other side, they didn't know what was happening. So they started clapping the minute I stood up. I ran down as fast as I could. I took a hop, a skip, a jump. I landed right where the world record would be. And I jumped up like, yeah. Now, I knew I had fouled. There's no way I was going to do that. I knew I had fouled. But I went over and I said, there's no way. He raised a red flag. I said, no way did I foul. In my head, I knew. But I was like, playing it up. So I came back, and the guy looked at me. I got on my hands and knees. You could see the plasticine was like, you could see it from Mars. So I got on my hands and knees. I looked up at the guy, and I smiled. I got up, and I waved to the crowd, and I ran back. So before my 6th jump, I decided I'm going to take a victory lap. I don't know why. So I put my headphones on and my sweats, and I started slowly jogging around the track. Every section I came to, they would clap, stand up, and sit down, clap. That was the first wave in track and field. I didn't know, so I came back and sat down and got ready to go. It was my turn. I took my sweats off and everything. Everybody in the stadium stood up and started clapping like crazy. I stood on the edge of my toes, just like, didn't know what was going to happen. I was shaking from the excitement. I ran down as fast and as hard as I could. I took a hop, a skip, a jump. I landed 17 meters, 56 or something like that, which at the time was a European record. People came out of the stands, they put me on their shoulders, we're rocking around, they gave me the microphone. I'm going crazy, on the mic. You should never give me the mic, as you can tell. So I went crazy, and afterwards there was this one section where all the meat promoters were. And I walked over to them, I looked at them, I go, what do you think? I broke the world record in Indianapolis in 1985, and it was kind of, not a surprise, but it was really exciting for me because no one thought we could jump that far at sea level. In my mind, I knew I could do it. I just needed a warm climate and good runway, and Indianapolis was that place. It was the national championships, and I remember I went out and I was jumping and with the guys, talking to all the guys, and I felt like, today's going to be a good day. So the first guy started jumping, I jumped, and I fouled, but I got a good foul, and I was like, wow, that felt really good. So I went and I put my headphones on, and I started jogging around. All of a sudden, I felt something in the back of my head. I closed my eyes, and I watched myself do the triple jump. And I go, oh my goodness, God just told me I'm going to break the world record. So I ran over to a friend of mine, I said, you know what, I'm going to break the world record this time. And I ran over to another friend and I said, you got to watch this because I'm going to break the world record. Then I went over to the judge and I said, make sure you got your eyes on because this is going to be a world record. Of course, everybody thought I was crazy. When it became my turn, I went to the top of the runway and there was no need to concentrate because, it was going to be done. Ran, jump, hop, skip, jump, immediately put my fist up because I knew it was a world record. And it was 17 meters, 97. It was amazing. I think that in another world or another life, I was a samurai. And samurais, they really focus on their sword. And what they do it every day. They have to touch their sword. I'm the same way with the triple jump. I have to triple jump. I have to jump. When I was young, I was jumping everywhere. My parents took me to a psychiatrist. They thought something was wrong with me. But it was just, I needed to jump. And I still, to this day, I compete in masters. I jump. Hurt, I don't care what it is, I'm out there jumping because I love it. There is something about being in shape, being able to push this old body through the air that is just, there's no words for it for me because it's life. It's like air. It's like air. Air is something that you need desperately, but you don't need to think about it. That's the way it is with me.